You may have heard us talking about our fat loss recipes. We talk about them a lot because they are the foundation of Dr. Dhurandhar's fat loss diet. Our fat loss recipes are a tool to help you achieve ideal fat loss nutrition at every meal. If you understand the ins and outs of a fat loss recipe and how to use them, you'll be set up really well for success. And so I'm going to be talking about each part of a fat loss recipe and what it means for you. Our fat loss recipes provide you with the right number of calories at the right times so that you feel full and nourished throughout your day. If you use the fat loss recipes for every meal, then across the course of the day, you will achieve a calorie intake that's 300 to 500 calories less than your needs. That's enough to stimulate fat burning, but it's not so much calorie restriction that you feel hungry, fatigued, malnourished, and just low energy. And so what that means is that fat loss recipes help you achieve a moderate calorie restriction that's sustainable and doable for long enough to get you meaningful results. The macronutrient ratios of most fat loss recipes are as follows. 50 to 55% of the calories come from carbohydrate, 20 to 25% come from fat, and 20 to 25% come from protein. For most people, that's a pretty typical amount of carbohydrates, maybe a slight reduction in fat, and a slight increase in the amount of protein. The reason we structure our diets this way is because that has been a scientifically proven macronutrient ratio that helps with feeling nourished and full. When you make foods with these macronutrient ratios, they tend to be very large in volume, so that you're eating plenty of food, and that's very nourishing. But even though the volume of food is big, the calories is not. So we've even had people tell us that when they eat our foods, they feel like they're eating more than usual. And that's because of our macronutrient ratios. Let's talk about all the different parts of a fat loss recipe. There's a lot of information in there, so it's helpful to know where you can find what. At the top, you'll see the meal items list, and that's a list of everything that's in your meal. On the right, you'll see an ingredients list, and those are the ingredient quantities most of the time for one fat loss serving. And if you use the recipe multiplier at the top, then you can make more than one serving, either for yourself for later, or maybe for someone who's eating with you. On the left side, you'll see the directions, and that's where you'll see, how to cook the recipes. And then at the bottom, you'll see the recipe notes. Don't miss this section. That's where you'll see alternative ingredients that you can use, exchanges you can make, and even tips related to how often you can eat these options to support your health.